Chapter 4 Reading Lesson. It was warm and dry inside the schoolhouse. Several oil lamps lit the darkness. Class, meet Jack and Annie, the young teacher said. What class? Thought Jack. There were only 3 kids. On one bench sat a small boy and a girl. The boy looked about Annie's age. The girl looked a little younger. Another bench sat a tall boy. He was tough looking. Welcome to our first day of school, said the young teacher. Today's your very first day, said Annie. Yes, and our first day in this dugout. The family who live here left for California a week ago, said Miss Neely. Jack and Annie peered around the room. The walls was made of dirt. The floor was made of wood. It was covered by a woolen rug. Miss Neely's desk was made from a barrel. A small coal stove was near her desk. A carrot held a water jug, chalk, and 2 small blackboards. It's a nice school, Annie said politely. Thank you. We're very grateful for it, said Miss Neely. And where do you live? Well, Jack started. Then he stopped. He wasn't sure what to say. Actually, we don't live around here, Annie said. We're passing through. You must be from the wagon train I saw this morning, Miss Neely said. Annie nodded. Jack smiled. Good work, Annie, he thought. We can only stay a little while, she said. How exciting for you, Miss Neely. Heading west on the wagon train. Where are you going? California, Annie said. California, that's wonderful, isn't it, class? Miss Neely said to the others. Yes, ma'am, said the 2 younger children. The older boy, Barry, nodded. Have you ever been to school before? Miss Neely asked Annie. Yes, ma'am, Annie said. We both know how to read and write. Jack's one of the best readers you ever met. My, isn't that wonderful, class? Said Miss Neely. Yes, ma'am, said the younger children. The older boy gave Jack a scowl. Not exactly the best, Jack said modestly. I love to read, said Miss Neely. I'll read any book I can get my hands on. Me too, said Jack. Then perhaps you'd like to start off our first reading lesson of the school year, said Miss Neely. Sure, said Jack. Sit with Jeb then, said Miss Neely. And Annie, you sit with Kate and her brother Will. Will and Kate quickly made room for Annie on their bench. But Jeb didn't move over for Jack, not even an inch. Jack barely had room to sit. He took a deep breath and sat on the end of the bench. Miss Neely handed Jack a book. It's our only reader, she said. It's called a McGuffey reader. Please read the first 2 lines of the poem on page 50. Sure, ma'am, said Jack. He turned to page 50. He pushed his glasses into place. Then he read aloud. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Very good, said Miss Neely. Now pass the reader to Jeb. Jack handed the book to Jeb. Jeb, please read the next 2 lines, said Miss Neely. The older boy cleared his throat and stared at the page. Maybe Jack can't read, Will said in a kind voice to me. Miss Neely said. Jeb's face got red. Shut up, Will, he muttered. Oh, said Miss Neely. She looked confused. Jack felt sorry for Jeb. He wanted to give him some help. Barely moving his lips, Jack whispered, up above the water high like a diamond. Jeb turned on Jack with an angry look. I don't need your help, he said. Now, Jeb, don't get mad, said Miss Neely. And Jack, you shouldn't give people the answers. I'm sorry, said Jack. Miss Neely sighed and pulled out her pocket watch. She was starting to look tired. Why don't you all go outside and have your noon meal, she said. Stay in and prepare for our next lesson. Miss Nearly opened the door of the sod hut. Annie, Kate, and Will bounced up from their seats and started cheerfully out of the schoolroom. Jack turned to Jeb. "Hey, sorry for what happened," Jack said. Jack glared at him. Jeb just glared at him and didn't say anything. "Come on, Jack," Annie called outside the hut. "Kate wants us to eat with them." Jack hurried out the door. He didn't look back at Jeb. Chapter 5. Bully. The air outside was strangely still. The dark clouds still hovered in the distance. "The storm's coming," said Will. "We have to eat quickly before it starts to rain," said Kate. She and Will sat down on the grass. Annie and Jack sat beside them. Will opened a small burlap sack. He took out 4 lumpy objects. They looked like dark rocks. "Hey, there's one for each of us," said Kate. "One what?" asked Annie, frowning. "Sweet potatoes," said Will. He gave a potato each to Kate, Annie, and Jack. No thanks," said Jack, trying to give his back. "We don't want to take your lunch." "We have enough. Keep it," said Kate. What do you do with it?" asked Annie, holding up her potato. Kate laughed. "Just bite that," she said, "like this." Kate and Will bit into their cold sweet potatoes as if they were apples. "Cool," said Annie. She took a big bite out of her potato too, but Jack just held on to his. He didn't quite feel like eating a cold brown potato. Out of the corner of his eye, he saw Jeb sitting by himself. The big kid didn't seem to have any lunch at all. Jack thought he tried to be friends one more time. "Hey, Jeb," he called out, "I'm not hungry. You want my sweet potato?" Jack gave Jack a mean look. "I could have brought my own lunch if I want to eat," he said. "Oh, sure," said Jack. Jack narrowed his eyes. "You make fun again," he said. "I warn you, do that one more time and I'll fight you." Jack couldn't believe it. This kid took everything he said the wrong way. Hey, and he said, "Leave my brother alone. You're nothing but a bully, Jeb." "Annie, stay out of this," said Jack. But Jeb just laughed. Then he stood up and walked back into the schoolhouse. Jack felt angry. He hoped they would find the special writing soon, so they could leave. Will seemed to have read Jack's mind. "Don't worry about him," Will said to Jack. "He's never been to school before." "Oh, so he's embarrassed," said Annie. "Why hasn't he been to school?" said Jack. "Because he has to work in the fields all the time," said Will. "I heard him tell Miss Nearly he walked 5 miles to get here today," Kate said. "So he must have really wanted to come." "Wow," said Annie. "How far did you and Will walk?" "Only 2, said Kate. "To what?" asked Annie. "Miles," said Kate. 2 miles? Jack repeated. The prairie kids nodded. "It must be lonely living out here," Annie said. Will and Kate nodded again. "Do you live in a sod house?" Jack asked. "We used to," said Will, "but it was always dirty, so our pa built us a log cabin. He cut trees." Log cabin. "He cut trees near the creek," said Kate. "Then he made the cabin by hand." Before Annie or Jack could ask another question, thunder cracked in the sky. Then rain started to fall. It fell fast and hard. "Everyone jump up! Come in!" Miss Nearly called from the doorway. They ran back inside. The wind slammed the door behind them with a bang.